Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, marks and smarks alike, we proudly welcome you to the internet's only wrestling podcast. That's right, we are the only one. We want to welcome you to Pin the Champ! Welcome to another episode of Pin the Champ, as I make sure that I've got my show notes up here. So guess what? In front of me, I've got Song.
Hello.
I've got Kyle.
Guess who's back?
Yep, and me. I'm Jeremiah, of course, and this is Pin the Champ.
What's up?
Today, we are going to be reviewing the Monday Night Raw from March 15th, 1993. We're on the way late train to Wrestlemania IX, boys and girls.
Choo-choo.
So if you'd like, if you haven't already, go play with your Peacock until you just find the right Raw.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of Peacock.
You can also find it on Daily Motion. That's where I watched it when I was at work today.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Shout out to illegal torrenting, streaming.
Fuck the Fed. Watch it on Daily Motion.
Speaking of Peacock.
Oh, they actually finally have an app on the Fire TV now.
Yes, they
Took
do.
them long enough.
Yeah, now it's not like allowing hackers into our Fire Stick by sideways loading the Peacock app.
Exactly.
It didn't work, so I had to put it on my PlayStation. But that was fine. It was cool.
That's me hacking.
So yeah, anyway, get on your Peacocks and watch your Raw and come listen to us. Song, where the fuck can these people find our podcast any damn way?
Well, they can find us on Apple, Spotify, Google, this little startup company, Amazon. Podbeam and YouTube, and anywhere else you can find us.
Apple, Spotify,
Get it.
Google,
Tell them.
Amazon,
Go.
Podbean,
Keep going.
and YouTube.
We're on shit that I don't even know we're on.
Play with your Podbean and Spotify your friends.
What's up with you guys? What wrestling have you guys been watching?
I've been watching. I think I said last week I've been watching a lot of Arn Anderson. So now that Don Morocco apparently has a fucking podcast too, I went back and watched a little bit of The Rock Don Morocco, some of his matches, some of his like early tags.
Yeah. I remember Don Morocco was kind of like old news when I got into it in like '89. He was already getting out of it, and I just never was like into him that much.
Yeah, no, I was. It was like me. He's fine.
He was like a bodybuilder, I think, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't
he was like one of the world's strongest men.
Yeah, that's his background. So he was like one of these guys that came in. He was like a body guy. So he was like an early Vince before Hogan body guy, probably, right?
Well, and he kind of, he's another one of those guys who kind of borrowed a lot from Eddie Graham. It looks like with the tie dye and that kind of stuff. But he's
Graham, is it Billy Graham?
Billy Graham?
Billy Graham, yeah.
Jimmy Graham.
Teddy
Huey,
Graham.
Teddy Grahams. It's my favorite wrestler,
Yes.
Teddy Grahams. No, but so I've been. I watch a lot of wrestling on YouTube because
it's easier to digest in small bits
oh my god.
than a 3-hour one.
If anyone's listened to our podcast before, they know my issue with like long matches,
I don't mind a long match as long as
I
it's good.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not the long matches so much; it's the long programming. But yeah, I like watching. There's a guy who put together the best of the Buckhouse Stampedes. I'll always recommend those because those are
nice.
fun.
You have to send me a link.
Yeah. What about you guys?
Well, I've seen the most recent AEW show that they actually had live crowd on. Yeah, that was pretty cool. There was a situation where I don't know if this was if this was just part of the script or not, but a fan supposedly jumped the guardrail during MJF and Chris Jericho segment. Yeah, so I don't know. It's and then he went on Twitter and like tagged Jim Cornette, like trying to get his attention that hey, I'm that guy that jumped the fence and shit.
Oh, the fan got Jim Cornette's
I
attention.
fucking hate when bozos think that that's the way to do it. It's like, buddy, go to a training school, learn how to wrestle, put your time in, get into one of the feds, get noticed, or don't. but like, don't fucking run up on somebody else's spot.
Yeah, dude. That is ridiculous.
I hate that shit. It's so like, if you are such
scary,
a stupid
dude.
fucking mark that you think it's real, then you shouldn't be in a live event. You should be somewhere under adult supervision. And if you are, if you're thinking, oh, I'll get over this way. This will be my fucking ticket. You're a moron. Yep. Don't do it. It's a bad idea.
You're putting people in jeopardy.
Yep. Putting people at such risk.
Whatever happens to you is hilarious. Like,
if they kick the shit out of you, I don't give a fuck. I think you, like, honestly, I think that's like,
the song likes to jump at the rail and run every time.
I do it all the time. That's my gig. That's my gimmick.
That's how he gets over his OnlyFans.
Yeah. Song.
He runs in without pants.
He has to wear a mask to every different event, and so they'll let him in, and they're like, sir, could you please remove the lucha mask? And he's like, no, I can't. It's my security
it's what's covering my penis.
Yeah, if I do it, then you'll know that I plan on jumping in and getting beat up by the wrestlers, because that's the only way I can climax.
Oh,
I'm kidding. That's not song.
It's just.
But also, kids,
just
don't look up.
Don't look up that shit.
But maybe do. I don't know. It depends.
Anything else you've been watching, or just the AEW's been that kind of stuff?
Yeah, just been the AEW stuff. I'm glad to see some live crowd and TV, but a little bit of NXT. The last show they had, the Great American Bash, had I guess the blow off match with Kyle O'Reilly and Michael Cohen.
One of the Cohen brothers.
Don't give them any ideas.
Right. With Adam Cole, yeah. Oh shit! Michael Cole is Adam Cole's dad.
Maybe.
Oh, that's new. That's canon. That's canon.
I've been watching pretty much all the weekly shows. I too have been illegally down. No, I'm not gonna say that on the air. No, I've been watching them.
I've been fully legally downloading.
Fully legally downloading them because I have a VPN. It's been nice seeing, like you said, seeing AEW get back out on the road. WWE's about to. They haven't really gone full. They had some people at Great American Bash, but it wasn't like full people. But it's going to be soon. This Money in the Bank, I think, is going to be phenomenal. And I did want to mention, I wanted to get y'all's opinion on this as well. Particularly since I've been watching all the weekly shows, it's been nice seeing AEW get back on the road. I cannot wait to see WWE. That's so hard to say. WWE really.
WWE.
The Dubs. That's it.
WWE.
Yeah.
WWE.
But the build to Money in the Bank this year to me has been pretty good. What are your thoughts? I think it's going to be really hype because there's going to be crowd there, so I think it's going to be amazing, and they're going to go all out. I'll tell you who I got winning that thing. You guys can give me your opinion. Do you want to give your opinion first? Do you want to hear mine?
How many are yours?
I got Riddle winning it.
Really?
Yeah, I got Riddle winning it, and I think Orton's going to come out and RKO his ass as soon as he does it.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Maybe.
They have been. It seems like he's been featured a lot more on TV now, especially with kind of teaming with Orton and stuff.
I've been saying it a while, even though I don't like some of the personal stuff that came out a while back around him. I feel like his gimmick is gonna really get over big time.
Yeah, I think you can see it. It's gonna get over. I mean, even with the Thunderdome, he has the moveset, his personality, like you said.
Who doesn't like a bro?
Yeah.
Well, he's also, he's for those of us who don't particularly love the newer product, he is a legit badass.
Right.
He is a MMA type guy, and that, if you're a redneck wrestling fan like myself, it harkens back to when actual tough people used to be in this business.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I mean, it's legitimate. He's always talked about wanting that match with
Goldberg.
He's also wanted a match with Lesnar,
Brock
but
Lesnar,
he's also got that heat with Goldberg
Right,
and can you imagine if he gets Money in the Bank, goes through this feud with Orton, because Orton is going to get him over big, right? Because it went over Orton.
Yeah.
A program with Orton. You don't get a program with Orton. You don't get to be a tag team partner of Randy Orton unless they got some plans for you, right? So he's teaming with Orton now. You know he's going to be feuding with Orton soon. If he wins the Money in the Bank, that's going to get him over big as shit. He eventually wins against whoever he wins against, and then you've got those matches lined up. him versus Lesnar, and it's legit because he's got an MMA background. You've got him and Lashley with their MMA background. You've got him and Goldberg with their beef. I mean, you've got 3 really good feuds right there,
well,
even though we don't.
It's going to be John Morrison.
No.
That's who you got? It
No,
could be.
No,
I mean,
honestly, I think it's going to be King Nakamura because they continue to. I mean, they in the last few years, they've, in my opinion, kind of misused. That's a better way of saying it. Yeah. The Money in the Bank goes to like a upper mid card guy, and then they transition him to a lower mid card position. So I think in their continuous lack of knowing how to handle Nakamura, they will be like, oh, we'll give him Money in the Bank, pal.
Yeah,
you know, and
see what happens.
Because I think like Riddle, it's too. I mean, he already has a gimmick. Money in the Bank is for somebody without a gimmick. Although King Nakamura already has a gimmick, so maybe it is going to be for fucking like John Morrison or Ricochet, because Money in the Bank is always they use it to get, like, they used it to get Otis over as a single. They used it to get fucking Baron Corbin in his, like, you know, kind of launch his King Corbin type shit. So they give it to a person without a defined gimmick. So like Nikki Cross is probably going to get it for the women because
she's definitely got a gimmick now.
Well, does she?
Yeah, Nikki Ash. She's now like a superhero.
I know. I'm saying, is that a real gimmick?
I mean, it's a gimmick. It's like a hurricane-ish gimmick. I mean, I don't know. There's different schools of thought on it for sure.
Let
the
it be
first
known,
time I saw it, I was
not
not a fan.
Superhero Cross.
Yeah, no, I liked her better as Nikki Cross. It was.
I get it. Her old act was like, I'm a badass, screaming crazy woman, and like everybody in that
loved her like that.
Yeah,
though.
I mean, I loved her like that too. But I think when everybody in the division is kind of a badass woman who yells, that kind of makes it. I guess her bit cool is that she is Scottish, and that was kind of cool.
I mean, I could go down a rabbit hole here, but I feel like Sanity was a fucking huge missed opportunity. Like,
dude,
don't even get me started.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
The fact that them and the Wyatts existed at the same time and that never happened was just moronic. Anyway, we could get down the rabbit hole.
But that's so. My opinion is it's going to go to some.
You've been bouncing around here for a minute. You're looking through the field.
I'm going to go back to Morrison. It's going to go to John Morrison.
I mean, you've got the story there would be Miz being the former guy, and him trying to help and probably creating a feud there somehow down the road. You could go a lot of directions with that.
I mean, Morrison is a continuous, incredible performer.
Yeah.
He is a great worker. He is insane. The man has like 12 abs.
I love John Morrison.
So maybe they'll give it to him, and it'll be like a boost. And
I would like that.
Get over a little bit more.
What's your thoughts, Song? Who's winning the Money in the Bank this year? And do you feel like that the build has been decent this year?
Yeah, I haven't really paid much attention to the Federation, but I keep up with it just like news articles and things like that. But I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this Money in the Bank. Normally, that's one of the pay-per-view that normally excites me because I like ladder matches. But this year, it's just been kind of
really
blah.
So, like for me, like last year, they fucked up with Otis. Like now, Otis is legit. Like he's almost like
he's shaved, right?
Yeah, but he's like
haircut.
He's turned into a kind of a badass, But back then, giving him Money in the Bank was wrong, and I just don't feel like they're gonna fuck up real bad 2 years in a row like that with a big Money in the Bank like it is, especially going back on the road. I mean, who you think?
It'd be nice if they didn't.
It'd be nice if they didn't, because the Money in the Bank is one of the most fun. It's like right up there with the Rumble.
I agree, right there with TLC too.
Mm-hmm. Who's winning though?
Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens?
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that.
He's never had Money in the Bank before.
No, never had any.
And he'd be fun with it.
You know where he'd be fun? AEW.
Him and AEW working any number of programs would be awesome.
They would,
and the freedom he would have for creative,
they would give him would be insane.
Moving on, we got to talk about some news today, right?
Yeah, no good news. It seems like.
Kyle, what's going on, and what have you heard?
There ain't no stopping us now. Poor Bailey. Bailey. Poor Bailey has been injured for 9 months. Oof. And she was really kind of a unsung hero of the COVID era. I feel like she really did a lot when there was no fans there. I really feel like she put a lot of herself out there. So this is kind of a shame. She's gonna be replaced with a suitable replacement.
And it's been Friday. So has anybody seen who that replacement was?
Carmella taking.
Is it?
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert already.
Yeah. So
Money Mella.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're putting Carmella in the title match, so they're moving Liv Morgan into the.
Into the Money in the Bank.
That's good.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool. And watch
Liv.
Liv get it because it's like out of left field and she just got added. They sometimes
I'd
they
be
do
okay
something
with that.
crazy.
I'd be
Yeah,
okay
they
with
try
that. I like
swerving
Liv
like that.
Morgan. I think Liv Morgan's pretty good.
So I mean, oh man, we wait a minute. Was it totally irresponsible for us not to pick a women's Money in the Bank winner? Yeah, I think so.
Did I not? I thought I said that
I don't think any
Nikki
of us
Cross
did.
is going to win it.
Oh,
no,
you did?
no, Zelina Vega is going to win it. Zelina Vega is going to win it. Yes, Zelina Vega. I choose Zelina Vega. That's who's going to win it.
I don't even know the field.
It is
see it.
Asuka, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, Liv Morgan, Zelina Vega, and 2 more to be decided. So Carmella and Liv Morgan. No. What do you think? Dana Brooke?
Maybe. I don't know. Is Naomi? You said Naomi's already in there?
Naomi's already in there.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how the field will turn out. Maybe they'll like put a surprise in from NXT.
Bianca Belair.
Oh yeah, it'd be sweet. But
She's
she's a
on the
champ.
poster.
She's
already
a
a
champ. She's a
champion.
champ. She can't be in it.
No, you're right.
Unless she wants the Money in the Bank.
She's
to
like,
challenge
I
herself.
want to challenge myself.
I like challenging myself.
I'm the best.
How crazy that would be. Man, but yeah, that is really sad. From what I understand, wasn't Bailey injured in like the Performance Center, like getting like from what the article said, like she was preparing for her match or whatever the case may be, which is super sad. Yeah. Well, here's to you, Bailey. We hope you get better soon. Damn, that does suck though.
It sucks.
9 months too, man. Like that's like almost. You might as well say it's a year.
Well, she can probably give us weekly
Segments.
update like Randy Orton did when he was injured. Remember the like Randy Orton Network or something that just interrupts people promo time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like I'm gonna give you an update.
right. She can do that.
That'd be sweet.
Cool.
Yeah. And more WWE release news. So look, Matt Martell and Chase
AEW has
Parker,
them all.
according to Wrestling Inc. Everrise, they spoke with Andy Murray at What Culture, and they said they were surprised to be released back on June 25th. So it was kind of what they basically said in a nutshell was that on that podcast they said that they were just as surprised as anyone because, and honestly, when I heard that they were released, because I do watch NXT, they'd been like featured in like several segments recently. So it was kind of similar to the whole Aleister Black thing where he comes out. I don't know if you guys saw that, where he comes out, he kicks Big E,
And then he was gone.
and then he was gone the next week. It's
Yeah,
it's kind of this
like
similar kind of thing with Everrise
Right.
where they're doing backstage segments and you think they're going somewhere with these guys.
That's-
And then all of a sudden they're just released, and that has to be kind of shocking. So it really sucks. So
Yeah, it is shocking. But you were speaking on Aleister Black, and he just recently made his debut on AEW.
Brilliant transition shit. Song.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. It was during an Arn Anderson segment. He was about to talk, and light went out. Light came back on. Tommy End was in the ring. Black Mask Anderson. Cody Rhodes come in, check on him. Black Mask Cody Rhodes, and then just left. So pretty impactful entrance.
yeah, definitely
Right.
so. Yeah.
What is he going under?
He's gonna be called Malachi Black in AEW.
Malachi.
Malachi.
Yeah.
Now I think they tried a Malachi.
Malachi was in the WWE. He was the kind of going to be the antithesis to the Undertaker.
Right.
He was a
He was
90s
a-
guy, right? Like
Yeah,
we're all white.
No, this was early
late
2000s, right?
early 2000s rather.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he would wear all white, and he would talk about sinners, and he had a cool staff.
Cross.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his cross. Yeah.
Yeah. So, he also they had Rey Mysterio squash him.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't work for him, so McMahon was like, "Yeah, you're gonna get squashed by this cruiserweight."
What I thought was crazy about that whole that AEW thing. Did you hear about?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, the somehow the Federation, this big bad like monopoly of a wrestling company, screwed up their
no compete clause?
non-compete clause. Yeah, it's supposed to be 90 days. But nobody renewed him when he moved to the main roster. So NXT was 30 days. So after 30 days, that's where we are now.
Way to go, Alistair Malachi Black. That's awesome.
Yeah. Also,
I don't know what they're gonna. I mean, who do you think they'll feud him with in AEW?
well, obviously
like
we
they're
know
starting
Cody
Cody.
Rhodes, and that's the thing about it is that I kind of feel like since Cody cannot compete for the AEW title, he's like the official doormat to AEW. He's like the intro
he's
guy.
the Hulk Hogan.
He's the guy. Well, he's the guy you come in and the first guy you fight, right?
He's
Because
the
Hogan
finisher.
could have the title, you know.
Yeah, true. Hogan would politic him. Bitch.
Yeah, he would get the title. He would have never said, "I can never get the title."
Speaking of people who never had the title, this is another sad story.
Yes.
So
And I think we should actually, we'll raise a glass to him.
yeah, with our good dear friend of the pod, Terry Funk, legend of pro wrestling. It's reportedly he is suffering from dementia. This was actually reported on I mentioned the Don Morocco podcast, which is, I mean, for the sidebar, if you like wrestling podcasts, it's okay. But Don Morocco is not he doesn't.
Where does it rank against Pin the Champ?
Oh, I would say we're a better podcast than that. It's just in the sense that we're more entertaining.
Just remember that, guys.
I mean, yeah, Don Morocco has better stories probably, but he also is like,
Well, we can make up our own stories.
that's true. Yeah,
Half this shit is made up, guys.
I remember when Roddy Piper, told me you always give a $50 bill to a jobber in case, Yeah. No, sorry. So he's receiving, our friend Terry Funk is receiving residential care for multiple issues, including dementia. I mean, that's unfortunately not a surprise with that. And what is it, CTE? The
brain stuff, right?
Yeah, it's all the brain stuff. I mean, you can't do what Terry Funk has done for us as fans to your body for as long as that and
not
have consequences. And unfortunately, it sucks. So we wish him the absolute best, and hopefully he'll bounce back. Maybe he can get some of that stuff that what's his face injects into his brain.
What?
AJ?
It's some kind of hormone, not hormone, but
No, it's like a
stem cell or
stem cell
something.
Yeah, he injects it into the brain and it regrows your brain tissue.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's magic,
Can it
man.
make you smarter?
Probably. I mean, he's.
Can you recover lost brain cells?
I mean, probably. That's what it does. It grows them back.
Oh, what are we talking about?
Anyway.
Yeah, man. Very sad stuff about Terry Funk. We do wish him the best. Hopefully he'll be surrounded by his whole wrestling community and his fan base.
Yeah.
And they will help nurse him back to health because he is a legend. Legit. He's a fucking legend of what he does. So, but today, guys, so we're going to go ahead and toast to number one, to Terry Funk's recovery.
Yes.
And number two, how fucking awesome is it that we are back in person here today?
Cheers.
Cheers. In the
Yes,
place
who's
where it all
back?
started.
Now I get to see all your ugly mugs.
Back
We did
again.
the Origins
Ugly-ass
episode here.
bastards.
Yeah, we've only recorded 3 episodes here.
Yeah, but now we're recording another one, and
We're back.
We're back in the saddle again. Hopefully, as far as this COVID, just stay the fuck away. So yeah, and we might be able to cancel Zoom soon.
Yeah, fuck Zoom.
No, fuck Zoom. Zoom took us through a very critical time in our existence, and it was pretty easy.
I don't like how there's a lady who says, "Now recording."
You want to secretly record people.
Correct. I don't want anyone to know that we're now recording.
We're recording.
All right, so welcome to the March 15th. We've hopped back in the old time machine, and we're back to March 15th, 1993.
Uncut.
Uncooked.
We start this episode with the voice.
Uncensored. He forgot it.
Shit. Fuck, I'm sorry. Let's try this again.
All right. Uncooked.
Uncut.
Uncensored.
Yeah, we got it eventually.
All right, so we start with the voice of Gorilla Monsoon. Today, Bartlett is dressed like Vince McMahon.
I don't know what you're talking about. He was Vince McMahon.
Oh, that was Vince?
That was Vince. I mean, who dresses like that? Who else would dress like that?
But a sign even came up that said not Vince McMahon.
He smelled like Vince.
Yeah, I mean, he looked
didn't
like
happen?
Vince. He dressed like Vince. I mean, I did see the sign, but I mean, who could...
Kevin
Dunn was probably munching on some carrots and didn't see it. He was like,
But it was a fake Bobby Heenan, though, right?
He
that was
sounded
not Bobby
just
Heenan.
like
Bobby Heenan. Bobby Heenan was in Florida at the time. I don't know who that bozo
That was Elvis.
Yeah.
Elvis.
So Gorilla Monsoon says that the blizzard of 1993 has thrown a monkey wrench into things. They cut to some pics of some pretty crazy-looking snow, and they run down the matches that are going to happen tonight. Gorilla Monsoon, he mentions that Vince McMahon and Savage aren't there because they are in the Big Apple at Michael Landon's first annual Leukemia Award Center. He says that Hogan is going to be presenting the award, and Bartlett, we see early on, is going to stay in character as Vince McMahon during the whole show, even though Kyle disagrees. I don't know if we watched the same thing, but so Bartlett announces us as Vince McMahon into Monday Night Raw, and we hear the music of the bad guy Razor Ramon, right?
The bad guy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we get our first match of the evening. We get our favorite, which is a good, legit jobber match here on the podcast.
Our dude,
jobbers.
Ross Greenburg. I can talk a little bit about our boy Ross.
I want to mention that I love his.
Yeah,
that's the thing that I like. And if you can't see me right now, what I'm doing is you really should just go watch the match, because when they introduce Russ Greenburg and his name pops up on the screen, what he turns and does into the screen is just like epic.
He's
just like,
awesome.
oh yeah,
8-year career, man.
Yeah.
Ross Greenburg. He started in '91, so he's 2 years into the game at this point.
Yes.
He's worked matches with Ted DiBiase, Jake the Snake Roberts, Earthquake, Typhoon.
Song is like, you're wasting our time.
No, this is important.
He hates.
Now he's a realtor.
He teamed with
a realtor?
Brian Walsh for a while, and he lost to Alex and Paul Roma, the Roma brothers.
Ex Four Horsemen, Paul Roma.
Yep. And he actually wrestled his last match with Julio Sanchez, and he lost to the Hardy Boys. Huh. He retired in 1999 and now works as a producer in the NBO.
Who's your source?
This is ProWrestlingFandom.com.
Sweet. So we get Razor Ramon versus Russ Greenburg, who now we know more about than Razor Ramon. which is cool, dude. I actually do enjoy learning about these guys, because I have learned, like, I didn't know that that one dude was like Too Cold. Was it? No, I knew who Too Cold Scorpio.
Oh, you were talking about
Sexy.
Scott Taylor. Yeah, was Scotty Too Hottie.
That's right. So this was vintage Razor Ramon character work here before the match, right? Trash talking the guy who's taking his jewelry. If anything happens to this, you're going to get it.
Yeah, get it.
One thing I want to point out about this match is Razor Ramon has one of the best abdominal stretches in the business. Like, he has a legitimate abdominal stretch.
Right. It's great. It looks painful as fuck.
Yeah, and Ross takes it like a champ. Is it Russ or Ross?
Ross.
Okay, gotcha. I don't know why I typed Russ. Anyway. What?
Nothing. I thought it was Russ.
Oh, I thought it was Russ too, but I don't know. This one's short though. Razor hits Greenburg with a patented Rager's Edge. The Rager's Edge. This is which is the GoBot version of.
It is Ross Greenburg.
Oh, damn. Okay, yeah, I shouldn't be taking the notes anymore.
No, it's okay. You did good.
So either way, Razor unfortunately defeats Russ Greenburg. We wanted Russ to win, right?
I mean, we root for the jobber here on Pin the Champ.
One thing I want to point out, and of course, we kind of wrap up at the end as well, but I do want to point out here that 2 matches in, when I realized I was getting 2 jobber matches in a row, I was like, this is going to be a compelling Raw. When the next match happened, Typhoon versus LA Gore, no relation to LA Knight.
LA Gore, man, he's one of the actual kind of unsolved mysteries of the wrestling world. He's one of those jobbers that is very, because he has a name.
He's been murdered.
Well, yeah, he's one of those murdered jobbers that you hear tell about. No, but he has a assumed name that's not like Jimmy Malone or Ross Greenburg.
So different people have been LA Gore.
Well, no, he's the only LA Gore.
Wasn't he really crazy looking? If I remember,
he looked like this.
Yeah, he was like
Gore,
the perm.
Has
he
a
was
great look.
He was DDP permed.
288 pounds. He actually wrestled for WCW in '91, and then
was he called LA Gore then?
He was. So that's the thing. He was called LA Gore in both, and so the thing is possibly that he's a. His name's kind of a take on Al Gore.
Oh,
that's possibly the thought.
Or La Gore.
I thought he was a actor who liked to play in horror movies.
There we go.
He was a school bus driver.
Yeah. Yep.
He legitimately was a school bus driver.
He could. Was just
he does look like a school bus driver.
He does look. He looks like the kind of guy who would drive like a Ford Chevelle or something.
So Typhoon wins handily with a big splash, obviously, here during our second match of the night.
In his defense, LA Gore drank 17 Budweisers before wrestling, so that's why he lost to old Tugboat.
Is this something you're reading on the internet right now?
No.
What the fuck are you?
These are my sources. My sources tell me.
You're not saying what the sources are.
A good reporter never reveals his sources.
So Typhoon wins this match. I looked it up because I was like, where the hell is Earthquake? And so Earthquake was still around at this point. It seemed like definitely Typhoon was playing it up to the audience. So I think he was face at this point. Don't know if Earthquake had turned back heel or not at this point. I would have to, research that a little bit more. But it did come to my mind. I was like, where's the Natural Disasters? He's still wearing Natural Disaster clothes.
Those were the best ring gears. I love that ring gear.
Dude, I love Natural Disasters. They were awesome. Next up, Bobby Heenan. He's in the ring. Yep. He's raising hell about something before the Ico Pro and WWE figure commercials. You can tell he's pissed off at somebody at the ringside for handing him a mic that wasn't hot or something. I don't know. He's interviewing Giant Gonzalez and Harvey Whippleman about their WrestleMania IX match against The Undertaker.
Thank God.
Listen, I don't know if you did any research on Whippleman, but turns out Whippleman just won a local election just now.
What?
He's been sworn into local office in his hometown of Mississippi. He's elected to local board of aldermen as of 7/5 or something like that.
Oh. That makes God.
Yeah.
I know his real name's Bruno. What do you know about Harvey Whippleman's song?
He's white.
This is why someone has to jump into the ring and be trampled by people.
Yeah, I really enjoyed pinning him today. We did our photo shoot, by the way, guys. For our listeners, we did a photo shoot earlier today.
The pinning thing is completely different topic, though. He was pinning him for a completely different thing.
Shout out to Pooey, too, for being our photographer.
Yeah, thank you, Pooey, for filming it.
Yeah, absolutely, for filming. So anyway, we get Bobby Heenan here. We get great. Giant Gonzalez. We get Harvey Whippleman. Always great. It's really nostalgic looking back and getting to see that big giant
dumb looking face
dude with the freaking
clothes.
the clothes.
What Why? What were they thinking? Like, legitimately?
They were thinking we have to cover up some parts with the fur.
Well, I was going to say, do you think he was that unripped? Like,
No.
he had that lack of a body? Like,
He just
looked like
didn't
me
have
without a shirt on?
Well,
He's
he
flabby.
different,
He's
different,
flabby.
different. He's just this tall dude.
He doesn't have the body type that
Yeah.
McMahon get hard on for, like the 12.
Make him a suit!
When you're like 8 feet tall, your proportions are going to be different.
I don't know. The Big Show
know?
did it. The Big Show
No,
had
he looked
abs.
right, but he was like not as tall as they said he was either.
He was 7 foot.
Yeah,
He's 7, yeah.
7 foot 4.
I stand by the fact he was 5'10".
Yeah, 5. Everyone knows that
He was just the show.
Paul White, the regular show.
So we get another quick WrestleMania 9 commercial, and then we get another match, which finally, it's a legit match.
It's a good match.
Papashanko
This is
versus Bob Backlund.
Charles Wright, great fucking wrestler. Bob Backlund.
What a contrast of characters here.
Two different styles of wrestling.
But this was actually a decent match, albeit a bit slow, especially when Papashanko slowed it down with his headlocks and things like that. But all in all, Bob Backlund's style contrasted, I think, with Papashanko very well. I always love seeing Papashanko because I'm a huge Papashanko fan.
Yeah, this is the second episode in a row you get to see him.
Yep.
Look at you.
Papashanko is one of those characters that makes me wish that WWE would kind of go the way. Have you ever thought like how cool it would be if they would start letting like characters get passed down from generation to generation? If it's not necessarily one person as Papashanko, it's like you give that mantle to someone else.
Well, didn't they do that with Sin Cara?
Well, they do-
just
that's
got,
easy to do with
one
massed wrestlers.
Sin Cara and then got a.
They
fat
kind of
Sin
did it with
Cara.
Nettie Neidhart because
Yeah.
she uses the not the figure four, Jesus, the sharpshooter. Charlotte, but like I agree. I like when legacies are passed down because like you may not. It's hard, right? So like not every character needs to be passed down or have like
certain
I'm the
ones could be
Macho
cool.
Man or whatever. But like I think it
It could lend itself to
Some people
certain
didn't like
things.
the Ronda Rousey doing the Roddy Piper thing. I didn't mind it.
I didn't either. Because it was blessed by Piper.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so I think that like I liked that kind of stuff. I liked when they were doing the 4 horsewomen versus the new horsewomen, and
Yeah, I wish
would
they'd
like
gone
to see
further.
Some more of that stuff.
Well, they can have a reunion soon, right? If Becky ever comes back. Oh wait, the Bailey's out now.
You
too.
know that's going to happen soon, especially now that that Bailey's out. They're going to bring Beck out. She's going to be back as soon as these crowds are back, probably, right?
I mean, if
Maybe.
she wants to, she's a baby now. She's a mother,
But she also is
a
a
wife
wrestling
too.
fan.
But she's also a wife.
Yeah, but
And a mother.
she's still a wrestler.
True.
So they're plugging Mania 9 hard on this episode. We get back to Mean Gene with another Mania report. He says it's going to be the biggest toga party ever. Gene cuts to Yokozuna. He's beating up a jobber after a match, I'm assuming. Side note, Ray Rougeau is interviewing Mr. Fuji during the beatdown. Just shout out to the Rougeau brothers. This is Ray's interviewing days. We get backstage interviews from Money Incorporated during this Mania 9 preview and Undertaker about their respective matches. And then we get back to the ring with Nasty Boys versus Headshrinkers, guys. This is our main event of the night. Like I said, this was not going to be a difficult Raw to get through because not much happened.
Not a lot of matches.
But
once
yeah.
again, the best thing about this Raw is that it's very short.
This is Nasty Boys, babyface era Nasty Boys, which is doesn't really work. I know you didn't like him anyway.
No.
So they're not Song's favorite.
Can't stomach him.
He's not a
Song
Nasty
doesn't
Boys
like
fan.
going to Pity City.
Nope. So I know that we have your complete buy-in to this match because it's your favorites, right? You were just like ecstatic over this main event. This
You
really-
love the Headshrinkers.
but the Headshrinkers are cool.
Yeah, I like the Headshrinker. They're fun. They're a fun team. Where was the third one?
Well, commentary mentioned that Alpha
Alpha?
wasn't out there
Yeah.
with the
Alpha, yeah.
Headshrinkers.
He
don't
was
know.
in customs.
They saw that thing around his neck,
He
shrunken head.
Yeah.
He was arrested for the murder of 5 children.
He was arrested for the murder of the jobber that we talked about earlier.
He was arrested for the murder of L.A. Gore.
L.A. Gore.
He murdered L.A. Gore in the dressing room.
It was very gory.
Oh,
Oh, that was low hanging fruit.
I love it.
Boo.
La
So-
Gore.
Yeah, L.A. Gore. This match ended when the teams fought to a double countout, which made it especially thrilling.
I think we all know that I hate double countouts.
Yeah. They began attacking each other with a hot dog stand, and eventually they upgraded to chairs.
Mustard
It
bullshit.
was like, so that was the first one of those on
dumb.
Monday Night Raw.
Oh.
First of many, right?
Yeah, no, you're right. This is technically the first
Monday Night Raw hot dog stand or burger stand fight. Right?
hardcore match on Monday Night Raw. Technically.
Hardcore, I think is. Do you think it counts as hardcore?
They used weapons,
But they
get
huge.
double counted out. And,
but not because of the weapons, because they're outside.
Oh,
I don't know. Okay, guys,
I thought it was
listeners.
over.
Yeah.
Listeners, we're gonna bring this. Kyle says
that
this counts as the first hardcore match on Raw because they used weapons. Jer says, I don't know about what you think. We'll see who.
No one cares what song.
Come on,
Everybody cares what I think.
That's right. That's true.
That's right. They're pretty much. He's the only one they really tune in for.
He's the babysitter.
Yeah. They're like, shut up and let song talk.
They're gonna make shirts that say that.
I'll make sure that says that.
But what I think, where were we? You said, fuck, I've lost the whole train of
I
thought.
said that this is the first hardcore match on Raw.
And I say that it cannot be considered the first hardcore match because it was fought under regular rules, not hardcore rules, and it ended in a double count out. So it can't really be a hardcore match. What do you guys think? Let us know. Hit us up on the Pin the Champ page. We need to find out.
Speaking of hardcore matches, Song, I believe you have a listicle for us today.
I do. I have the list of
The song Spotlight.
song spotlight. We're gonna feature foreign objects.
Today's song is going to talk to us about his favorite foreign objects.
objects.
He's going to spotlight his favorite foreign objects.
That's right. So I compiled a list of my top 10 favorite foreign objects.
Now, do you base this favorite foreign objects on things that you enjoy watching wrestlers hit other wrestlers with, or more of what you wish you could hit me with, or anybody with, you know?
A little bit of both. No, this list was compiled of like what I like to see visually, and how effective the weapon is used, and how if it actually finished anybody, it can win a match.
I like the criteria.
So that's how I came up with this list.
Okay.
Yeah. So number 10, I chose the kendo stick.
Yeah.
It's
I thought that would be higher up on the list. There's
the highest.
Is it?
I guess you
that's the
lower.
bottom of the list, right?
Well, effective-wise, it's good for visual, but it's kind of a weak weapon. It's been overused.
It never ends matches. You're
It
right.
That's
never
right.
ends matches, and then but it was like some of the users been almost everybody used it, but it's most famously known with Sandman from ECW. He would enter the ring with it and just start using it right off the bat. So it's a little bit it's low on the list because of the effectiveness of the weapon itself.
What's cool about it is creativeness. The creativeness is a plus. People use it pretty creatively.
Wieldability is I not my list, obviously, but for me,
It's like a baseball.
it has to be. Well, that's why I like it. I like things that are like.
Swingable.
Well, it looks.
It also makes
looks
for,
like it hurts.
right.
When
And also make the sound.
it's believable,
Right.
but at the same time, I agree with you, Song. It doesn't end matches.
Gotcha. Okay.
So number 9, the acoustic guitar.
Ooh,
Okay.
Normally
Honky
Tonk
Tonk
Man.
Elias.
Never drew a dime.
Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, so guys like those. It's visually cool when they get a good smack on the head and the guitar actually explodes.
Love it.
Right? So that's cool. And then it's also one of those weapons where you can't really use it without getting caught. You know what I mean? That
It's
thing
loud as
explodes.
shit.
Yeah, and it explodes. Pieces
Yeah.
scattered everywhere. It's like the ref. Well, sometimes the ref don't look at it at
You're like,
all.
why didn't you sweep this ring, you dirty ref?
Right. Yeah. So
I think the guitar is a good one, especially when not so much the TNA guitars because those if you guys remember, would just fall up. You'd look at them the wrong way.
Like
and
paper
those
mache,
things would-
right? Yeah.
But the Fed always did pretty good guitars that like would hold up to like, you know, whoever's gyrating with it, like, you know, if it's Double J, you know, or if it's Honky Tonk Man, or if it's Elias.
Yeah.
They look like they can, like they look good. They're good worked props. Great. I like that.
And it's cool because it's a guitar.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, you're mixing rock and roll with
Rock and
wrestling.
wrestling.
Yeah,
And a rock
exactly.
and wrestling connection.
And that in and of itself is inherently cool. And I think it gets the iconic. You've got the iconic honky tonk man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's one of those weapons, or that also I think it gets a bonus point because it's associated with somebody that's iconic.
Definitely.
I agree.
Definitely. So number 8 is the shock stick or the cattle
Oh,
prod.
the Mountie, the
love it.
Mountie.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I always, as a heel, I grew up loving heel tactics. So it's just funny to me to see a human being get shocked.
Yes.
Do you know?
That.
Go ahead.
No, and I was gonna say, of course, Roddy Piper had that classic. If you remember, it's just what I remember from childhood. Like Mountie thought he got him with the shock stick, and then he like took his
rubber or
shock
something.
shock suit or something.
Yeah.
Like that. It's like, oh man, the good guy got one over the bad guy finally. So that's cool. Oh, and then Scott Hall used it as part of the NWO. Also actually helped Kevin Nash
With Goldberg.
in the streak.
Yeah, that's how he ended the streak. That's right. And it ends matches. It is, but it's. I think I would qualify it up there with like the sledgehammer, where you can't really use it to its full potential.
Because you'll kill somebody.
You'll severely injure somebody, or like they'll piss themselves, or like their bowels will loose.
I would say my favorite example ever of the cattle prod that I remember because it was my favorite dude, Brett, was the Intercontinental Champion. And the story at the time was that Brett he was just sick. He was ill already, but then he had to fight the Mountie, and then the Mountie threw water on him and then hit him with the shock stick and then won the title.
Even worse.
It was just,
Yeah.
It was like that to me was like, oh snap, that was the best usage ever, and I think I'm remembering that right. I'm pretty sure
so.
I'm remembering that correctly.
Yeah.
That he threw the water on him first, and like Brett was already sick because I think they wanted to make Brett look strong, so they said he's already ill. Plus, he got hit with a shock stick. It was just like dastardly, and you were like. I was ultra mad because I was like, the Mountie can never beat Brett
In a
Brett
fair
was healthy,
fight.
In a fair fight.
Fair fight.
Exactly.
Why is the referee never watching?
That's a good one, man.
So number 7 is the steel steps.
Okay.
This weapon is versatile. You can use it all kinds of ways. You can throw, and if you use it right, it don't disqualify you. So
That's
you can
true.
If you hit them,
Yeah.
if you throw
hit the
your
steps
opponent-
with the person.
Right.
Even in Watts' rules, as long as their
Exactly.
momentum is hitting them, then it's not your fault.
Right, so that kind of got double points for me. A weapon you can use that won't get you disqualified.
I like
but
that a
still
lot.
effective.
That's a good choice.
Yeah, and then it's been everybody has used the ring step, even like the big giants like Big Show and stuff like that. I think I even remember seeing Little Ray pick up a ring step once to try to crack somebody in the head with it. Yeah, so versatility is the reason the ring step's on this list.
Love it.
Gotta say, if I was gonna point out something that was against the ring steps, if I was a wrestler, I'd be like, God damn, those look cumbersome.
They probably are cumbersome.
You know, when I see people like even like a big dude like Reigns,
Yeah.
he's like, "Rrr," it just doesn't like even for the biggest dudes, it looks cumbersome.
Right.
But that is interesting that you point out. Like if you use them in the right way,
They're not illegal.
they're not illegal.
I like
That's
that.
very cool. Do you think that applies with everything though? Like if you hit them with the momentum of that?
No, because that's technically speaking, the ring steps are not a foreign object. They are a localized
Part
object.
of the ring.
Yeah. So
It becomes foreign when they knock
Pick
it
it up.
loose.
yes, yes.
There you go.
Yeah. It becomes universal.
True.
Universal
object.
Universal object.
history
What's
lesson.
next, Song?
So we're on to number 6 now. The tables.
Oh,
yeah.
classic.
Classic.
Classic. Made famous by Dudley Boys.
Get the tables.
Get the Devon. Get the tables.
Devon, my brother.
Yeah, so the table also, the table has its own match. It has its own match. One of the few weapons that can have a match based around it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the outcome is determined by you going over it or through it.
Going over it.
I
That'd
love
be
the
awesome.
tables. I think tables is the most classic imagery of wrestling. People still think of wrestling as like breaking through a table, you know?
Yeah, I know you got Jeremiah, you're not much of a football fan, but the Buffalo Bills, their fan base, have adopted going through over the table as a celebration.
I heard about that though.
After every win, they jump themselves through a table. So
every fan.
nah,
Yeah, every single.
I was like, damn.
They're
dude.
all. Well, I mean,
They call
They
them-
still root for Buffalo Bills.
yeah, they call themselves the Bill Mafia or something like that, and they're like the craziest fan base. And
Who is Buffalo Bill, and why does he have his own football team?
I have no clue how they came up with that name, man.
Speaking of tables, Sheamus won his first WWE title against John Cena in a tables match.
I've always wanted to put somebody through a table.
We got a
we
table
could
right
do that.
here.
I was gonna say I'll
Got
put
one
somebody
right
through a
here.
table.
We want to do like a wooden.
But I have a
Let's
bad
get
back.
one. Let's get one from a
Like we could gimmick it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then we could do it like in the front yard, backyard, videotape
funny.
it. That'd be great.
Great, we're backyard wrestling now.
Yeah,
Yes.
trash bag wrestling.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right, what's next? Table after tables. Is it ladders and then chairs?
You got it.
You
That's fantastic if that's what you did.
5 is ladders.
Ladders, love it.
You can hit people with it. Or my favorite is always when the high flyers are on the ladders.
Also has
doing-
its own match.
Yeah, also has its own match. And like I was saying before I was rudely interrupted.
Sorry, dude.
No, I like it when the high flyers jump off the ladder onto somebody doing their Jeff Hardy back in the day with the swanton bomb off a freaking 20-foot ladder was just crazy. And then the image of some of the matches that involves ladders just kind of stick in your mind. The old Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels match. And then there's still an image that's like with I think it's either Matt or Jeff Hardy hanging on a belt and Edge
That's what I was
spearing
just
right
about to
off.
say. The spear off the ladder.
Yeah.
Classic. One of the most
It is
classic.
the
It just
coolest
sticks in your
fucking
brain.
thing. Love it.
Plus Money in the Bank. You wouldn't be able to have Money in the Bank without.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It can also be used as a tool to build stars. So
Stars, yeah.
yeah. So we're on to number 4. These are the brass knuckles.
Oh, the Nucks. Love the Nucks because they can be hidden in the tights.
Exactly.
They are effective. They will almost always in the match.
They always in the match, and I was saying it's easy to hide, which is why I like it. And it's and then William Regal. I was going to call him Steven Regal.
A man's man.
Right. William Regal was one of the famous users of the Nucks, and then now you got AEW, who has the Butcher is hiding Nucks in his tights and cracking Orange Cassidy in the head every week with it.
Bad News Brown back in the day.
I think the Nucks are a great weapon because they instantly carry everybody knows what they are, even if nobody's ever like used one or seen one. They're just like, oh shit, that's a thing that'll fuck you up. That'll end your day wrong. And you don't unlike a sledgehammer, you don't have to do stupid things to sell it. You can just do like a light tap,
Right.
and
It always looks brutal.
it always looks brutal, and they don't even have to be real knuckles. Like that's the beauty of. No, I think fucking great choice.
Absolutely.
Okay. So number 4, this is the weapon that inspired this list.
Okay.
It is the briefcase.
Oh, the Halliburton.
The Halliburton. So a couple episodes ago, we watched Beefcake got splattered with it a couple times till that scrawny little Jimmy Hart covered him
Beef
up.
with a beef case.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's an effective weapon. It's heavy. You can tell it makes an impact every time you use it. And now with I think they're trying to incorporate it as a weapon more. That's why they like having the Money in the Bank winner just carry around with them, and it becomes an instant foreign object for the holder.
I'm a fan of how personalized they can be. You can personalize the briefcase to the person that's holding it, and I love it when they get nice and dented up after somebody's held them for like a year.
Oh yeah.
You can like see. You can be like, I remember that scuff and that paint was from when he hit Jeff Hardy in the face. Or some shit like that. That's what's cool about the. I'm totally down with ladders, briefcases, because it's all surrounding the Money in the Bank, and to me, that's like second favorite.
Well, this is the Money in the Bank episode, so
yeah.
I figure I'd gear it towards you.
Yeah, there you go, man.
So number 2, the championship belt.
Oh,
hey man,
love it.
Because number 1, you got to be a champ to you. Well, I guess you could steal somebody's belt and use it against them, but
True.
You
That's
can.
like one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
When a bad guy uses the hero's belt to fucking
his own belt,
dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Yeah, and you can use it to. My favorite is always when they actually like do a move onto the belt, like the most recent episode of NXT, LA Knight with the
$1 million title.
Cameron Grimes. Yep, he DDT'd Cameron Grimes right onto that belt, which made for a pretty cool effect. And then, if you're in the position to have the championship title be your belt, you're pretty good in the company.
That's right.
Yeah.
Even if it's a 24/7 title.
Except that garbage. That belt can't hurt anybody. I like the big gold belt. The belt that looks like it'll make an impact.
Oh,
Yeah.
Big old belt.
That was the most beautiful belt. I always wanted to hold it. It looks like it weighed 50
Looks like-
pounds.
yeah.
Spinner belt looked like it would hurt
Oh,
when you
fuck
hit
that
it,
belt.
Get
I
hit
hate
with
that
the
belt.
No,
Yes.
that belt does look like it's
Yeah,
legit.
like 50 pounds.
Yeah.
It's got gears and shit.
That's
in
what I
it,
mean.
man.
It looks like it hurt fucking
Yeah.
bad.
Absolutely.
And number 1?
I think you guys know what number 1 is.
It's got to be the fucking
Brian Pillman's gun.
That's what I was thinking. Yes. It's got to be the chair, right?
The steel chair.
Steel chair is
What can you
universal.
say? It's got to be number 1 on everybody's list, right?
Abdullah the Butcher's fork.
Had to be. I mean, that's awesome, too. That's a whole different
As long as it doesn't give you hep
We
C.
could do...
Oh man, going through trying to like put this list together.
Yeah.
Like he forgot all about all the weird weapons that were used. Like
Yes.
somebody had a weighted boot.
Oh, I love a weighted boot.
What
A weighted
about-
boot because you tap it to get rid because it'll the weight will go to the heel
Right.
when you tap it. This is an old like Mid-South thing where
Yeah.
they tap the boot
Yep.
and so the weight rolls to the heel. And when the ref comes over to check the boot, there's no weight at the front of it.
Right.
And then they load the boot. They load the boot. Everybody sees. I fucking love a
And
weighted
there was that,
boot.
and then John
Loaded
Cena.
glove.
Remember
Love a
John
loaded
Cena
glove.
back in his old rapper day had a
The chain.
and wrap around himself
Yeah.
too. So
Hercules with the chain as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
Love
it.
Yeah, so it's pretty. So that's my list. If anybody else want to let us know what you think about the best foreign object, don't have to use my criteria. Just make up your own if you want.
Yeah, let us know what you think is the best. Is Song's list the best? What would your list be? I do want to mention. I think one of the most vicious. What is the most vicious thing that you saw with the chair? Because I think it's got to be Foley versus Rock, right?
In terms of amount,
like-
America's Rock was
Yeah.
bad.
With
I've
the
seen-
face, like in
I
the
mean,
face. like-
anytime you see somebody do one of those things where they put the arm in the chair and then they close the chair
Oh, yeah.
by
Yeah.
jumping on it.
yeah, looks
every
terrible.
time I see that, I'm just like, there's no way that you can sell that doesn't just fucking break your arm. But somehow they always do. But that one to me always looks terrible. I agree. The Foley and the Rock. I mean, I think Foley said it in his biography a few times where he was just like, the Rock went really too far, and I think the Rock has apologized
Yes.
since then because
What
do we
remember
America's favorite.
What that was? Was it a? It wasn't
It was
a
a-
Mania, right?
it was a Royal Rumble
Yeah.
I Quit match.
I Quit
okay.
match.
That's what it was. Yeah.
It was
That
brutal.
was so
'Cause
rough,
that
and
wa-
the
that-
kids were there too.
Yeah.
That was like that wasn't that like what was highlighted in like Dark Side of the Ring or whatever it was.
There was also Beyond the Mat.
Or Beyond the Mat.
documentary
Maybe
that
that's
had
it.
about that too.
Yeah,
But yeah, that was a brutal match. It got hard to watch.
and it did get hard to watch. I'll tell you another really cool use recently I saw of the chairs. The stuff that Edge has been doing when he's grabbing that piece of the chair. He knocks the piece of the chair out. And then he puts them in the crossface.
Yeah.
Puts the piece of chair in their mouth,
Right.
and he just like.
Yeah, that
back
looks
on it. That shit
vicious.
looks rough too. Yeah, chairs should definitely
That's
be
gotta be
Chairs are
everybody's
rough.
number one.
Chairs are rough.
Prove us wrong. So, all right. Well, Song, thank you for that amazing list.
Wonderful
that was awesome. That was
spotlight,
a really
Song.
cool spotlight.
course.
It was actually really fun to kind of go through that and kind of delve into the moments behind some of those items,
It was the best thing.
which is weird. Isn't that weird that you can put so many memories behind? You could say lampshade.
Yeah,
You know, it's like
well, I can.
an item.
Now I'm
It's
thinking
like-
of like weapons that I distinctly don't like, and I'm like, oh, anytime somebody gets jabbed with a blade, anytime
Yeah.
there's like anytime there's like a sharp foreign object,
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Ooh.
no, boo, boo,
Tacks,
none of that.
thumbtacks.
Oh, I hate
thumbtacks.
There was thumbtacks on AEW.
It's like sick and morbid, but I still like it's fun to watch. But it looks so painful.
Yeah, I would never do a thumbtack match.
You would never do that?
No way.
Not even if you lost a challenge on the podcast?
I'm gonna go back on my word. I'm not.
glass fluorescent bulbs. Those are the worst.
Oh, yeah. Terrible.
Those are the
dude.
worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're more like, garbage wrestling.
Yeah. Exactly.
Shit.
So, as far as this episode of Monday Night Raw, I would say doesn't rank for me too high on the list. There wasn't much to dig my heels into with this Monday Night Raw. I feel like we're on the road to WrestleMania. So, basically, we're just getting a commercial for WrestleMania most of the time. The Papashanko versus Backlund match I thought was good. Nasty Boys versus Headshrinkers could have been decent, but when you end with a double count out, it's just stupid.
Dumb.
LA Gore's the best.
We're LA Gore podcast now.
Yeah,
We find a new
baby.
job every week.
Every week we find a new jobber to support.
To celebrate and support.
And it's LA Gore this week, baby. You're the jobber of the week.
Yeah, Ellie Gore, hit us up if you're
Hell
out there,
yeah.
man. All right. Well, guys, thanks for stopping by the house today.
Yeah.
And
finally.
coming back to, we deemed our podcast studio. We're gonna rip off my favorite wrestling family's spot where they used to get bent up like pretzels.
Get bent.
The dungeon.
The dungeon.
So right now we're gonna call it the dungeon, and at least until a heart calls us and tells us to stop, or they're gonna sue the shit out
it's
of us.
Bruce Hart.
Does that mean we're on their radar? That means we're on their radar.
Hey, you out and do that.
You,
That doesn't belong to you.
Bruce Hart.
You can't steal my gimmick.
I'm Bruce Hart. I like pasta.
But thank you so much for listening, guys. And
Cut
let us
that.
know your thoughts about the show. Hit like or whatever button it is on the app that you use, or leave us a review. Anybody else have anything else to add?
Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube. What else? Song? OnlyFans.
Good night.
As always, thank you so much for listening. Now we want to hear from you. You can hit us up at pinthechamppodcast@gmail.com. We're also on Twitter and Instagram at pinthechamp123, and our Google Voice number is 804-446-1139. We can't wait to hear from you.